Intramuros is one of, if not the most, historic places in Manila, the capital city of the Philippines. Today, let us take you around some of the best places to visit in Old Manila. What's up, Beach Listers? This is Hannah from Philippine Beach List. For more than a decade, our team, together with our partners at The Poor Traveler, have been exploring the Philippines to list out the best that the country has to offer. Breathtaking sights, brag-worthy bites, and of course, beautiful beaches.
But for today's video, let me be your Metro Manila travel guide. Meet Metro Manila, a complex urban jungle that thrives on the fast-paced lives of its residents. Often misunderstood because of the chaos associated with its streets, Metro Manila can be a bit hard to navigate. But whether you're a first-timer or a local yearning to rediscover the Metro, we want you to meet the Metro Manila that we know and love.
Intramuros literally translates to within the walls in Spanish, which is why it's also referred to as the Walled City. Situated by the mouth of the Pasig River, its walls and other fortifications protected Manila from foreign invaders during the Spanish colonial period. Today, Intramuros carries the old world charm of Manila and the historical buildings and landmarks that decorate its mostly cobblestone streets. You won't go far into the walled city without catching sight of a historical marker greeting you at every corner. Visitors can check out the thick stone walls, gates, and other defense structures that protected what was once considered the entire city of Manila. Museums, old churches, and other historical buildings are also sprinkled all over its map. And we'll tell you all about that in this video. But before we begin, please subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon beside it, and select all so you won't miss any of our informative travel videos. If you're watching this on Facebook, support us by following this page and sharing this video. And if you want to score discounts on hotels, resorts, tours, and other activities on Klook, use our promo code PHBeachKlook to score up to 300 pesos off. You can find this code in the description of this video or pinned comment for easier reference in the future. Watch this video closely because the first 3 items on this list can actually be found on Klook. If you're not ready to book yet, you can also redeem your 300 peso discount voucher right now. Just visit www.philippinebeaches.org/300discount. That's philippinebeaches.org/300discount to save the voucher to your account. Whether you're a history buff or you're simply looking for something to do in Manila, add Intramuros to your itinerary and a lot today to get lost within its walls. In this video, we run down some of the best things to do and historic spots to visit as you walk around the streets of Old Manila. We included the opening hours and ticket prices in each attraction, but please note that these might change without prior notice, so make sure to double check with their official website or social media pages prior to your visit. By the way, some of the museums we visited do not allow taking videos, so we'll include photos instead. Okay, our first stop. Fort Santiago, the primary fortress in Intramuros, is one of the city's oldest forts. Initially built as a palisaded fort by Raja Sulaiman, it was later reconstructed with stone by Miguel Lopez de Legazpi between 1590 and 1593. Throughout history, it served as the headquarters for various occupying forces including the Americans, British, and Japanese, as well as functioning as a prison. Jose Rizal, the country's national hero, spent his last days at this fort. Eagle-eyed guests will spot his final footsteps marked on the floor from his prison cell. Museo de Rizal, dedicated to the revolutionary, is also located inside Fort Santiago, specifically in the building where Rizal's prison cell once stood. Aside from the Museo de Rizal, Fort Santiago boasts several points of interest including barracks ruins, numerous bastions, the Raja Sulaiman Theater, Plaza Armas, a memorial cross, and more. Near the entrance, a visitor center offers maps of the fort, refreshments, and souvenirs. During our visit, we found the gem of a coffee shop towards the back of Fort Santiago, past Plaza Armas. Apacape sits inside Aljibe de la Fuerza, a 400-year-old water cistern. Nowadays, the only water you'll find is in the machines brewing local coffee. They offer hot and iced coffee drinks, some featuring Filipino delicacies such as their tahot inspired by the local snack taho made with silken tofu. Grab your tickets at the entrance or purchase online. Identified by its circular fort, Baluarte de San Diego is another bastion in Intramuros. Its unassuming entrance hides the Torre de Nuestra de Señora de Guia, tower turned bulwark following the demolition of its upper portion after suffering from cracks. This spade-shaped structure is what we call Baluarte de San Diego today. In 1863, it was destroyed by an earthquake and was subsequently abandoned. This effectively buried the circular fort under layers of soil during the country's American colonization. In 1979, it resurfaced after excavation. Today, the restored Baluarte is surrounded by a garden, placing it among the top rentals for events. While the garden itself is perfect for pictures, most Google searches will bring up the pictures of the Baluarte's remains. And for good reason. Seeing it in person gives you a better grasp of how this adobe structure protected Intramuros. On days without events, Baluarte de San Diego is open to visitors for a small entrance fee. You can buy your tickets at the entrance or book it online. Located across San Agustin Church, Casa Manila is a museum that represents the life of an affluent Filipino family during the Spanish colonial period. It sits within the Plaza San Luis complex. Casa Manila's facade takes inspiration from a house that stood in the Chinese district of Binondo in the 1850s. In the museum, you'll observe 19th century elegance in the form of hardwood floors, furniture, and chandeliers. Museum goers must keep their feet within the carpeted area except at the accessible kitchen or kusina. Despite these restrictions, it's a captivating glimpse into Spanish period housing. The well-preserved furniture takes you back in time, allowing you to envision life in that era. When you visit, you can buy tickets at their ticket booth located inside Plaza San Luis complex. There are multiple ways to do a tour of the walled city: walking, a pedicab tour, or a guided bike tour. If you're more into cycling, Bambike Ecotours Intramuros offers another fun way to go around Intramuros. Bambike has guided bike tours which will take you to the historic spots in the area while riding a bamboo bike. Bambike Ecotours offers 4 types of tours. Intramuros Experience, this is a 2.5-hour tour of Intramuros. Intramuros Express Tour, this lasts for 1.5 hours. Intramuros Sunset Tour, this is a late afternoon tour that ends at the rooftop of the Bayleaf Hotel where guests can enjoy a complimentary drink while watching the sunset. And the Intramuros Night Tour, a 2-hour tour that starts when the sun is about to set and will take you around Intramuros to take in its beauty at night. All 4 tours come with guides so you can learn about each stop and have a deeper appreciation for them. Alternatively, you can also rent Bambikes per hour if you want to explore Intramuros on your own. Walk-ins are welcome for both the bike rentals and the tours. Just make sure to arrive before the scheduled tour you want to avail. However, it is best to book a tour in advance since they have limited bicycle units available. You can book your Bambike Intramuros tour in advance online. You can choose to book just the Bambike tour alone, but you can also bundle it with Klook's Intramuros Pass. If you're not looking forward to walking or biking across Intramuros, White Knight Hotel's E-Chariot tours may catch your eye. E-Chariot is just a fancy term for electric scooters. Think Segway. Its wide chariot-like wheels will have you rolling around Intramuros through their tour. Some of the sites included in this tour are the Manila Cathedral, Fort Santiago, and San Agustin Church. You will find White Knight E-Chariot tours at White Knight Hotel located within Plaza San Luis complex. Walk-ins are welcome, but you can also book in advance online, where you'll also find discounted rates so you can save a little bit when you book through them. You can also choose to bundle your E-Chariot tour with Klook's Intramuros Pass, which will give you access to multiple attractions in the walled city. Housed in the reconstructed San Ignacio Church and the Mission House of the Society of Jesus, Museo de Intramuros displays the ecclesiastical collection of the Intramuros administration. Aside from the collection exhibited here, the building itself is historical. San Ignacio Church is one of the 2 churches that the Jesuits built in honor of St. Ignatius of Loyola. Museo de Intramuros houses its exhibits across the building's 3 floors. It is split between multiple sections including the Indio Response, Sacramento, the centrality of the main altar, Position, and Legacy of Faith. Displayed in the museum are religious artifacts like various images of different saints from different periods, various church objects, and photographs from religious events. Formerly called Minor Basilica and Metropolitan Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, the Manila Cathedral is the cathedral church of the Archdiocese of Manila. First established in 1571, it was initially a parish church under the Archdiocese of Mexico, established by Fray Juan de Vivero. Then, in 1579, the Diocese of Manila was erected and the church was acknowledged as a cathedral. The cathedral, initially built in 1581, succumbed to fire in 1583. Reconstructed with stone in 1592, the cathedral eventually collapsed due to an earthquake in 1600. From then on, it developed a history of reconstructions due to earthquakes, typhoons, and the Second World War. Pope John Paul II elevated the cathedral to a minor basilica in 1981, shortly after his visit and mass celebration, marked by a medallion with the papal arms beneath the cross on the facade and above the high altar. For first-timers, the security protocols at the entrance may surprise you, but these are just necessary precautions due to the high volume of visitors to the church. These contemporary additions honestly match the neo-Romanesque architecture of the current reconstruction of the church. San Agustin Church is the oldest stone church in the Philippines. Built from 1586 to 1607, the church took on the name Church of St. Paul of Manila. Today, it is also called the Immaculate Conception Parish or the Archdiocesan Shrine of Our Lady of Consolation and Cincture. In 1976, it became a National Historical Landmark. San Agustin Church is also one of the churches designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1993 under the collective title Baroque Churches of the Philippines. After the Battle of Manila, the original stone church underwent renovation in 1854. At present, the church is under the Augustinian Friars of the Province of the Most Holy Name of Jesus of the Philippines. Its monastery is now a museum adjacent to it, which tourists can also visit. Do yourself a favor and look up when you enter the church. I honestly wouldn't have known that the carvings on the ceiling weren't even carvings at all, but rather Trompe l'oeil paintings. This mind-boggling view alone made this a must-see for us. Located next to San Agustin Church, Museo de San Agustin houses religious artifacts, carvings, books, and more. It occupies 2 floors and features several galleries. When you enter the museum, massive religious paintings will greet you at the door. A replica of the Santo Niño de Cebu that was gifted by Ferdinand Magellan to Raja Humabon's wife Juana also sits in the hallowed halls of this museum. Inside the museum, a section includes a library exhibiting books and manuscripts dating from the 16th century to the present. Displays of medicinal plants used as remedies in the past are also featured. Art and history enthusiasts can explore the crypt, the final resting place of Juan Luna. Visitors can access the inner garden of the church from the museum, making it an extensive exploration that merits at least an hour's visit. Bahay Tsinoy, or Museum of Chinese and Philippine Life, is another museum situated within the walls of Intramuros. It is home to the Kaisa Angelo King Heritage Center, which documents and showcases the life of the ethnic Chinese in the Philippines over the years. Since 1999, the museum has stood on the corner of Anda and Cabedo Street. Inside, the museum features multiple sections including the Parian, colonial culture, emergence of the Chinese community, and life in the 1800s. You will also find a gallery of rare prints and photographs and Martyrs Hall. A collection of ceramics and rare Philippine shells also make an appearance in the museum. Destileria Limtuaco is the oldest distillery in the Philippines. Along San Juan de Letran Street in Intramuros, you will find their museum in a stone house. Opened in 2018, Destileria Limtuaco Museum tells the history of the company and their products. When you visit, you have the option to just pay the entrance fee to enter the museum or pay an additional 100 pesos for a liquor tasting at the end of your museum tour. Our visit at the Destileria Limtuaco Museum easily topped our Intramuros itinerary. When we entered, their friendly staff greeted us at the entrance. Then, their museum guides, whom we later found out were student interns from nearby universities, toured us around the 2 floors of the museum. They told us about the history of the company and ran us through the process of making different types of liquor. We appreciated how fleshed out this tour was, considering how most attractions in Intramuros don't really have in-house guides. It's perfect for DIYers who aren't accompanied by hired guides. Proudly displayed in the Destileria Limtuaco Museum are the countless products under the brand, starting from their very first product, a Chinese herbal wine commonly known as shoktong, to their most popular product, the White Castle whiskey. Their craft spirits also made quite an impression with Filipino flavors like mango, calamansi, dalandan, coffee, and cacao, and their unique packaging. We're also telling you now, get the liquor tasting. You'll get to try 6 of their products, 4 of which you can choose for yourself. Personally, we went for their craft spirits, and the Intramuros or Licor de Cacao turned out to be our favorite. If we're being honest here, this list barely covers the rich history of Intramuros. But the best tip we have to remedy this is simple. If you're looking for more things to do and places to visit, just walk around the walled city. Keep an eye out for historical markers that narrate the brief history of the buildings or areas you will come across. Most of the more classic markers, usually made of stone or metal in a gray or brown shade with white font, will be accompanied by Intramuros administration's more modern markers in red and black. Better yet, you can grab a map from the Fort Santiago Information Center to see where exactly you can find these historical sites. More fortifications, military installations, and gates can be seen around here. You will also come across monuments, public installations, and plazas. Government buildings, residences, and palaces are also all over the district, some of which are already reconstructed or harbor no existing structure at all. We will list some of these spots below. Overall, it's best to visit Intramuros early in the morning or late in the afternoon to avoid extreme heat, especially if you're visiting during the dry months. If you're interested in learning more about Intramuros and its historical sites, you can take a guided walking tour of the walled city. The Intramuros walking tour usually includes entrance fees and a DOT accredited guide. You can book a walking tour in advance via Klook for 1,500 per person for a join-in tour or 6,999 pesos for a private tour good for up to 4 packs. If your group has more than 4 people, you can pay an additional 1,500 pesos per person. For discounts, make sure to enter our promo code PHBeachClub. And that's it for this video.
While our channel is largely focused on, you guessed it, Philippine beaches, we're also incredibly excited for you guys to meet Metro Manila through this channel.
If you found yourself wanting to explore historic Intramuros and the rest of Metro Manila because of this video, let us know in the comments. You can also reach us through our social media pages. Just look up Philippine Beach List on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. If you want to see more videos like this and everything you need to know about traveling around the country, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you get notified when we have a new video. You can also check out our blog, philippinebeaches.org. The Philippines has thousands of islands. It's going to take a lifetime to visit each one. So we better get counting. Again, this is Hannah. Join me next time as we check another destination off our Philippine beach list. Bye!